it's so funny how quick people go to just defending rape. You tell them Trump's a racist, and they're like, no, he's not. And then you prove them wrong, and then they're like, well, isn't that bad?
Such as arson, cyberbullying,
If you think
or
women are such good
terroristic
leaders, why won't you
threats.
let me speak?
If you think men are such good leaders, why don't you shut the fuck up? These conservative women are like perfect arguments for their own point, but in like a different way that they think. Because yeah, you're easily manipulated by conservative propaganda. That's why you believe this shit. But that's not because you're a woman. That's just because you're fucking stupid.
You just gotta get a quick yes or no, then go
I
back to the
think that
topic.
we need strong alpha males like Donald J. Trump, Spencer Pratt, and our loved Charlie Kirk, who
Oh,
will
Jesus. I'm Dean Withers. I'm a 21-year-old liberal. I do political debate for a living. and today,
liberal. Lost the debate immediately. Nothing.
I'm
no
surrounded by
chance.
20 Trump supporters again. But this time,
My
they're
wife
all
doesn't
women.
have sex with me. Oh yeah.
My first surrounded claim is, men aren't better at leading than women.
If you would like to debate this claim, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
I love how this, like, okay, I think that this is a good prompt, and I feel like this is what Dean should do for all of them. I don't know what the prompts are, but, like, all of them should be, they should be worded in such a way that in order to, like, to debate them would almost be contradictory. I mean, like for example, it's like, men aren't better at leading than women, and, like, all of these women are coming up. Yeah, so I'm gonna go up in front of a really large audience of so many people and explain to me why I shouldn't actually be allowed to speak that much, and I shouldn't have rights. Awesome. Cool.
You again.
Welcome back, Lori. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing phenomenal. So the first claim is that men are not better at leading than women. And I'm honestly appalled that you as a woman would disagree. But I mean, if you want to start it off by telling us why you do think men are better at leading than women, the mic is all yours.
Well, how I would like to start this off is I'd like you to define what a woman is.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I think that the definition of what a woman is ultimately irrelevant to this debate, and I'm willing
No,
to
it's
assume.
not.
I'm willing to
Oh
pre-assume
my
you're-
god, wait, yeah, she's just going straight to the culture war. Well, what is a woman? Shut the fuck up. That's not what we're this is oh my god, dude.
definition of what a woman is, i.e. an adult human female. See, if I were to give you my
Okay.
definition of what a woman is, an adult human individual that pertains to the social and cultural characteristics typical that of a female sex indexed to their gender identity, well, then all of a sudden we're going to be speaking past one another because we define the
That's
word
an interesting
woman
definition. I guess index to their gender identity, whatever that specifically means for Dean. That's interesting.
differently.
Exactly.
So I'm more
for
than
you
happy
to
to
bring this
pre-assume your
prompt in the first
definition.
place is kind of silly because
Checkmate,
you don't
liberal.
know what a woman is.
Well, I just told you what my
Yeah.
definition
Yeah, after he laid out like a precise definition. Awesome.
of the word woman is. You
You
just
know,
simply
I think
overlooked
it would
it.
also depend on what leadership role that person would take. For instance, if you wanted Kamala Harris, who you voted for, to be the president of the United States, we have a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. It's not necessarily the woman, but
It's that she's a war criminal? It's that she supported the Gaza genocide? That's the only correct answer.
it is necessarily foreign countries. For instance, the Middle East. If I go to a Middle East country as a woman, I can't show my hair at risk of being stoned.
Why are we talking
at
about
risk-
Middle Eastern countries when the prompt
Wait, what? This is cultural Marxism. Yeah. I don't even know the argument she's beginning to make here. The only argument that's valid to criticize Kamala Harris about the Middle East, anything to do with the Middle East, is to say that she had horrible policy on the Gaza genocide when she was the vice president. That's the only like valid criticism. Cultural Marxism is one hair. Dude, the fact that conservatives unironically have like used the term cultural Marxism is genuinely like scary because that's unironically like it's literally just the I don't know if they don't know I don't know if they think that we just like don't know this or like we forgot, but it's like literally the fucking Nazi equivalent. It's like it's literally the Nazi conception of like cultural Bolshevism and what they and like the fear of communists or whatever, and like, you know, relating it to Judaism during the Holocaust. It's literally just a dog whistle. Yeah. Cultural Bolshevism. It's the same fucking shit. They didn't even try to hide it. It's just this is what it means. It's
is men are not
Because
better
you're
at leading than
asking
women.
about leading. You voted for Kamala Harris. I think she would have been a horrible leader. Foreign countries don't always see women as respectful as
So-
they see a man. A woman
okay. Even if that was true, that's an argument for feminism. I don't know what the
is
fuck
a
she's
woman,
talking about.
depending on your age. If I've got PMS, honey, I'm going to make different decisions than I would as if I didn't. If I'm going through menopause, I might have hot flashes or whatever else. I believe
This
as a
argument is.
Christian
So, I'm sure Dean's gonna say all of this, but this argument is so hilarious to me when like men commit almost all of the violent crime. Like it's not even comparable. A woman president would be weak, meanwhile the man president, dude, the male president that we have right now that you voted for is literally pissing his pants trying to get us back to like the Obama JCPOA, but like a worse version of it. If our argument is that women don't lead as well as men because people think that women don't lead as well as men, then it's self-perpetuating. Exactly. It's because of people like her. That's an argument for feminism.
I mean, men are supposed to lead.
You know.
We're supposed to help. And I'm totally comfortable with that.
Okay, well, thank you,
Oh,
Lori.
that's wonderful. Then don't vote. Then shut the fuck up. If you're totally comfortable with that, that's wonderful.
The last point that you made there was about PMSing. I think that you're like indicating that women are more emotional than men on average.
They are,
Okay.
100%.
Then tell me why men commit 92% of violent crimes. Tell me why they're more likely to self-unalive, commit
Testosterone.
suicide. So you think that testosterone...
So she just conceded the debate. What the fuck?
Testosterone is what makes men more emotional.
Absolutely.
Okay, well then you just conceded the debate.
No, I didn't concede.
You just said that
because it's a-
absolutely men are
it's
more
a
emotional than men
different-
5
it's a
seconds
di-
after saying that women were more emotional
Well,
than men.
and that's kind of like somewhat of a red herring because what I'm trying to say to you.
Does she know what a
women are more
what a red herring
emotional.
is? The idea that they would become like somehow more impulsive than men, who again commit most violent crime. It's like it doesn't fucking make any sense. If anything, women would just be more diplomatic and not like Trump, who just got us into a war. You know,
But
Okay.
to a different extent. And honestly,
a little
if you've
moody,
got a
I know.
man that's violent, out of character alone, I don't want him leading the country.
Trump's on his boy period. Okay,
Yeah, that's why you
Or
voted for...
anything.
leave him alone. All right.
Oh yeah, you want to get into that? I know that's another prompt,
Well, I
but
mean,
I'm happy to get into that.
I guess we
he
could get
was
into that
never
on the prompt.
accused of.
Okay, we got to pause there.
Never
You've been
that's-
voted out.
Hold on. What?
You want to get into that? I know that's another prompt,
Well, I
but
mean,
I'm happy to get into that.
I guess we
he
could
was
get into that
never
on the prompt.
accused.
He was never
Never
accused. Like again,
accused
if
of-
you want to make the argument
we
that
gotta-
it
we gotta
wasn't
pause.
like that it was a lie, you can. But like, never accused. What?
Welcome, welcome.
Hi.
I'm going to give the mic to you. Why don't you tell us all why men are better at leading than women?
Men are better at leading because as a woman, I can tell you that we're emotionally manipulated very easy. We're tend to
Like, okay, this entire debate, or at the very least, this entire topic is gonna come down to like him asking what their point is. Why are women more emotional? Why can't we trust women like this? And then they're like, Dean, I'm a total idiot. I can't control my emotions, and I'm genuinely just like brain dead. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. It's like, yeah, that's self-defeating. This is like saying like I'm always wrong. It's like, okay, that's self-defeating. That's like internalized sexism is so sad. Yeah. How many emotional women started wars in human history? I don't know. That's a hard one.
be compassionate because we, as a woman, and getting pregnant.
She
it's
sounds
an
so
inherent-
fucking stupid. I'm sorry. She's the way she's talking like this, and she's like, I know for a fact that she watches those like, you know, holistic healing videos, and she probably like lathers her face in like beef tallow in the morning. You know what I mean? Like,
in us. Why? Because we deal with babies.
So women deal with babies, therefore women can be manipulated. I don't think that argument follows. But
We
once
can
again,
be easily manipulated
women can be easily
and
manipulated.
convinced. Yeah.
so then how do you know you're not being? Yeah, exactly. You know what? You're actually again these conservative women are like perfect arguments for their own point, but in like a different way that they think. Because yeah, you're easily manipulated by conservative propaganda. That's why you believe this shit. But that's not because you're a woman. That's just because you're fucking stupid. Getting pregnant obviously leads to war. Exactly. I'm confused. Are these people actors? Sometimes I genuinely think they might be actors. I don't know.
Is like me saying that what is actually inherent of women is that they can't be easily manipulated. That doesn't give me any substance to underpin your position when you just simply underpin your position by saying, well, it's inherent. And it doesn't push this dialogue forward. I would say that men are probably easier to emotionally manipulate than women, or else they wouldn't be culpable for 92% of violent crimes. We could emotionally manipulate a man by making him lose a game of Fortnite. The next thing we know, there's 3 holes in his walls. All right, same thing with
Fortnite.
self-unaliving statistics, suicide. Suicide's a really bad thing, but it is true that men are significantly more likely to kill themselves than women on average. Same thing with drunk driving, gambling. And then when we look at women, they actually perform better in the fields that are less indicative of emotional outbursts.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they just scrolled Instagram and paid for the first 10. I mean, no, literally. I mean, unironically. Like, if you go on Instagram, you'll find people who are, like, stupid like this. I mean, like, all the time. Like, I find this shit. And it's like, if you pay them, like, a couple... Like, you say, like, here, we'll pay for your flight, and we'll pay you a couple $100. Because, I mean, dude, I'm sure Jubilee makes fucking bank from this shit. You just pay for their flight. Any fucking idiot with, like, half a brain cell will get on here and make a bunch of, you know, clips that they can make, you know, clip farm.
Performing well in school. And I mean, this is all underpinned by...
Yeah, women attempt more, but men's modes are more successful. Exactly. Which is, again, still supports Dean's point. I just thought it was an interesting thing because that's used a lot by the right to say that like men are more oppressed.
There was a study done by the American Medical Association that proved that if you're operated on by a female compared to a male in the operating room at a hospital, that you're less likely to die or to experience any post-negative operative outcomes. Why? Because women are biologically designed to deal with stress and pain better than men because they
That's
have thicker
fascinating. Wow.
dendrites in their brain. So ultimately, the science and the empirical facts completely reject the conclusions that you formed.
Not at all. Men are more
We'll gotta
rational,
pause
and
there.
women.
You've been voted out by the majority, so please return to your seat.
Here's a study that supports my point. Well, that's wrong because men are more rational. Oh, thanks.
What's your name?
Annette Davis Jackson.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, yes.
So let's hear it. Why do you think that men are better at leading than women?
How about I know that men lead better than women because women have the babies, you're emotional, but more important, I have a dad. I have a dad who was very strong, and when I
Is this going to be the whole debate? Is this going to be the entire debate? I'm genuinely like, I don't know if I can do this, bro. Well, I have a dad, and he's strong, and he's a leader. What the fuck? All men are incredible leaders because my dad is a good leader. I rest my case.
executive orders,
Yeah.
he started writing executive
Think of all
orders.
the single strong mothers that raise kids with their emotional space. Yeah, literally. What's even the point of this to joke on dumb MAGA people? Exactly. I know, it's so weird. Like, this debate format is like so
after day
dumb.
after day after day after day after day, women would probably say, "Hey, ooh, let me take a break." That's why.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, listen. Clearly, I disagree with you about Trump. But that's actually not relevant to my counter argument.
let's stick to
I'll
the
tell you why.
pro-
Because even
prom,
if Trump
please.
was a good leader, that doesn't mean that therefore men are better at leading than women on average. Like, for instance, in the same way that you could give an anecdote of a man that you think is good at leading to justify the claim that men are better at leading than women, well, I could just give an anecdote of the opposite. Hitler was a man. He was a terrible leader.
This is just him explaining like basic logical fallacies. Although I will say, if you're talking about being a good leader, I mean, he was like he was objectively like he knew how to rile people up. So to that degree, I mean, was he a morally good leader? No, but I mean, in terms of a leader, he was an effective leader, obviously. That's why things happened the way they did. But I understand his point that he's trying to make.
Therefore, men are worse at leading than women. All right, but clearly that's not how it works.
I mean, yeah, that's a bad argument because like he was objectively like a good leader in the sense that he led people to do awful things.
Because we cannot attempt to allow an anecdote of what we think about one individual man to then exist as a portrait for
Like,
a
yeah, this is just him explaining like the basic laws of like argumentation. Like I'm just like, it's like okay,
generalization.
this is
about
like
all
philosophy
Why did you
101 or
have
some
to say
shit.
Hitler?
Because he's obviously a bad
Hell
leader. That's
yeah.
a man.
Yeah, and
you agree?
The president of the United States, which is the commander-in-chief, Donald J. Trump, is a great leader.
Okay.
And he's a great leader because he won a landslide.
Okay.
And if he could run again, he would run a landslide again.
Yeah. Well, guess what? He's not. He's a terrible president. His policy sucks. How about this? What's your favorite Trump policy? I mean, a bill passed through Congress, then signed into law.
Oh my god, I
I'm a
love
former
this question.
college coach, and not having men in women's sports.
I'm sorry. What bill was that?
Oh, no.
No, I'm sorry. What bill was that?
Okay, I mean, I guess he did see. Okay, okay, I say, yeah.
I asked you a very specific
We
question.
got to stop there that you've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Okay.
All right.
That was
if you
wonderful.
want to debate this claim, please get to the center in
I like how he's looking at it. He's like, wow, did I pick like too many dumb people? Should I have had some smart people here?
3, 2, 1.
Trump is good because he is president. Exactly.
Hi, Tracy.
How are you?
President, big leader role. Trump is good because he's the
I
president.
think I remember you. Were you on my first?
My favorite
round
Trump
of
policy is
episode?
when he proclaimed himself to be
Maybe.
Jesus.
Well, I'm
My
gonna
favorite
pass
one
the-
is when he made a gold statue of himself.
Like to you
Yeah.
tell us why you think men are better at leading than women? It's worth me like reminding you and maybe everybody else in the room that so far a lot of the people who've come up and sat in that chair have really missed the mark. Like that last lady. She told me that men are better at leading than women because she likes Trump. Okay, let's hear in general why men are better at leading than women.
Well, this is why I think you're going to be surprised. I actually agree with you,
And why are you in the chair?
and I respectfully disagree with some of them. Well, I'm just saying some of the points that they were bringing up about a woman being pregnant, and because somebody's can carry a baby, that they're not fit to lead.
Trump equals president, therefore Trump good. My favorite was when he tore down some of the White House to make a ballroom. Exactly. Not having men and women's sports, preventing like 8 trans high schoolers from getting 5th at a track meet. Exactly. I know that actually made our grocery prices like fall, like free fall, you know?
I mean, it's the same argument where we say men go to work and come home and the woman stays and handles the household and the children. So is that not a powerful position? And I also have to, I'm respectfully disagreeing here, and I want you to give me an example. If you can tell me hypothetically of a woman that you think would be a better leader than Trump right now.
So just to clarify, you don't
Does our
think men
supreme leader play Minecraft and seize the means of production? Oh,
are
yeah.
better at leading than women?
No, Dean, because
Perfect.
if I'm in,
I'm
if
really
I'm,
happy. I'm really happy that you don't think that.
I just told you, I agree with you, right?
You and everybody else in the room to obviously not think that men are better at leading than women. But unfortunately, the nature of this surrounded episode is where we have disagreeers in the hot seat.
Yes, so I'm asking
happy
you.
you're not, though.
If we're walking
the
down a
best
dark alley, let's say we're on Figueroa or something, I would be the person having to protect you. I mean, everybody's built differently. I feel like I would have to be protecting you. I'm taller. I'm sure I weigh more than you. I mean, you can take as many classes as you want.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's true, Dean.
I'm not, listen.
Men and women are.
I'm not going to disrespect your ego the same way you're attempting to insult me, and that's fine.
Well, no,
See, I'll
it's
be the
a-
bigger person.
What is she
that's
even
a
saying,
It's a
between the
size
left and the right.
comparison. So it depends on where this conversation is going. If you're looking at body
That's
type,
funny, though.
I'm sorry, there are women that are larger
Can
than
you guys
men.
vote her out because she doesn't think that men are better at leading than women?
Tracy,
Yeah, like
it
she
does
just came up there and like agreed, but then said like a bunch of bullshit.
sound like you agree
Let's go
on
first.
this
Yes.
prompt. So we're gonna have you return to your seat and,
Okay.
and bring in
Yeah.
a disagreeer.
Okay.
All right, if you disagree with this claim, and
You
want-
disagree. Like he's realizing like yeah, he's supposed to bring on dumb people to make good clips, but he can't bring on people that are too dumb, because if he does, then they're gonna make like, then they're not gonna understand the prompt.
If you can tell me what are the relevant differences between men and women
Yes.
that make men better at leading than women?
Yes, we can go back to the hunter and gatherers when men were the ones going out
Oh
to
my
hunt,
God.
and women were the ones staying with the children.
You know
and
what's
gathering
awesome
food.
though? We're not hunter-gatherers anymore, and we live in an agricultural, in a highly advanced industrialized society where we don't need to we don't have to hunt, and we don't have to do things that require like a lot of strength. We can just buy food from the grocery store and shit like that. Like this is so fucking
And
stupid.
that's men are the people that go towards risk, that go towards provision naturally. Why is it that in today's, even our influencer community, we have more women that are drawn towards beauty, makeup, things like
Because of
family
gender
schooling,
norms.
and men are more drawn towards
Let's go back 10,000 years to analyze current society. Exactly. Hunter-gatherers had absolute zero to do with being a leader of a country. Yeah.
traditionally masculine things. It's innate in every culture that you see this trend. We are hormonally different. That's been mentioned
Every
throughout
culture?
this place. You, as a man, do not know what it's like to have a cycle, to have a period,
Shut the fuck
to have
up.
your hormones go up and down.
Yeah.
That is insanely significant for a woman's ability to lead. And women will complain about being scared to walk on the streets at night, and yet they'll elect the same politicians that release the criminals on the street.
Do you think that women should lose the right to vote?
Welcome.
I think that I'm not talking about that today.
You just gotta get a quick yes or no, then go
I
back to the
think that
topic.
we need strong alpha males like
Oh
Donald.
my god. She's not gonna answer the
I'm
question.
not talking about that today.
You just gotta get a quick yes or no, then go
I
back to the
think that
topic.
we need strong alpha males like Donald J. Trump, Spencer Pratt, and our loved Charlie Kirk, who
Oh,
will
Jesus.
have secure borders, who will not let criminals
Did you
on the
just
street.
unironically say strong alpha males?
Strong alpha males, yeah.
Bro, get a grip. Stand up.
You
Listen.
don't get a grip.
God. I genuinely think that she's like a. I genuinely think she's like a pick me or something. Like I genuinely think. I bet if we were to look at her like page, she probably has some kind of Instagram page. We need strong alpha males like Caden. Truth. Exactly. If we were to look at her page, I guarantee she's one of those women who exists solely to be the thing where, like, you know, a bunch of, like, loser right-wing men comment, like, oh my god, she's perfect. Oh my god. Oh my god, I've never seen a more perfect woman. Because she, like, thinks that it's strong and alpha to, like, disrespect and abuse women. So she's like, yeah, I wouldn't care if you abuse me. And, like, you know, normalizes this shit. Bro, listen to too much Andrew Tate. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it was very alpha of Charlie Kirk to go to college, like just go to universities and debate college kids. That was like a really, really tough, manly thing to do.
You're a man. Do you want to mansplain to me?
Well, I mean, actually, you just said
Oh
that
my
men are
god,
better
oh my
at
god.
leading than women.
Okay. I fucking love. Yo, 15 stream streak. Hell yeah. I fucking love when holy shit, dude. I love when these fucking idiots like they'll spend the entire conversation talking about how like women suck, and then they'll say and then they'll bring like they'll bring out the misogyny card when nothing's working.
Ironically say strong alpha males.
Strong alpha males, yeah.
Bro, get a grip. Stand up.
You,
Listen.
bro, get a grip. You're a man. Do you want to mansplain to me?
Well,
Like
I mean,
shut the fuck up! Oh my god.
Actually, you just said that men are better at leading than women,
I
so you
do.
should listen to every word that
I
comes out
am
of my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Shut the fuck up and listen. Yes, he's fucking mansplaining to you. Shut the fuck up.
Per your perspective, right? So if you think that men are the strong alpha males and women are the emotional followers, why
I
won't you
think-
follow my lead and listen to what I have to say?
First off,
because
sir,
you
Exactly.
don't believe what
that
you
is
say.
a straw man. I believe that male and female are created equal in the image of God. We each have the same dignity and the same value. We have the
Soy
same
right,
brain,
yep.
the same rationality, but we have different and distinct roles.
Okay.
Why is it that women can get pregnant? Only females can get pregnant.
Well, of course, that would
Whoa.
boil down to the
That has
physical
nothing to do with the fucking argument, like, at all. That has literally zero to do with, like, anything we're talking about. Oh my god. He explained, like, in the first fucking minute of the discussion that it's not about, he's not saying they're equal. He's saying that that in terms of, like, what actually makes them, that in terms of what actually makes them, like, a better or worse, because that's the prompt. That's what we're talking about. Leading. Men aren't better at leading than women. We're not talking about any, like, some fucking abstract, like, and we're not talking about, like, oh my god. We're not talking about, like, specific sex abilities. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Thanks for the follow. Welcome.
Listen, once again, my claim is that the differences that do exist between men and women ultimately don't amount to justifying the claim that men are better at leading than women. And let me respond, because you made a lot of claims.
On and on.
I think
A true leader couldn't get prostate cancer. Truth. Exactly, bro.
it's been the opposite.
Okay.
To respond to your claims,
Thank
you
you,
said
sir.
that there's a difference in the hormonal balances.
What
of-
the she literally just said, thank you, sir. What the fuck is going on here, bro? She wants him, bro. This is crazy. This is weird. I'd be uncomfortable as fuck if I was Dean right now, bro. She wants him, bro. Yes, sir. Like, what the fuck? I know. This is weird.
men and women
A true
that
leader can't get
make
kicked in the
women
balls,
more
exactly.
emotional. I mean, I already went over this with
It's not even just more emotional. It's that our bodies are not equipped to handle the same levels of cortisol as men. We
They're
need
actually
more
more
care.
equipped.
Look at
Yeah,
how
though, yo,
the
they're
man
more
literally
equipped.
lives off of
Oh my
Diet Coke.
god,
and
that's the
McDonald's.
point. That's literally the point. Is that they can handle stress better. Because they have to give birth. She sounds like Minnie Mouse. Her voice is so fake. High cortisol mentioned.
And this is why men are significantly more likely to commit every single crime on the books,
We need
including
strong
crimes
men.
that do not have a necessity for any use of
I
physical.
like how when
every
like she's
single
trying to talk over him,
crime on the
and then
books.
she makes that,
including
Strong
crimes
men.
that do not.
like when she realizes she should shut the fuck up because she's advocating for women to shut the fuck up and to listen to men. And she's like, oh shit, I better take my advice. Her only argument is we need strong men. Oh my god, dude. We need strong men to commit more crimes, exactly.
Have a necessity for any use of physical strength, such as arson, cyberbullying,
If you think
or,
women are
or
such good
terroristic
leaders, why won't you
threats.
let me speak?
Well, I'll happily let you speak in response to the things
If
that
you think men are such good leaders, why don't you shut the fuck up?
I've said, as long as you're able to stay on
I
topic
am
and
able to
respond
stay
to
on
the meat on the
topic
bone.
because I'm a woman and I have a brain. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, I guess women are better at leading than women.
No,
No,
yeah.
we're not. We're good
Oh,
in
okay,
art.
okay.
Certain
No, I'm really dumb. I'm actually really dumb. Okay, then shut up. Then go
We have our
away.
strengths and our values. We're good at raising children. We're very smart and adaptable. But men are the people that need to be out there fighting crime for us, protecting us, so that we feel safe.
Men are the ones committing the crime. Okay.
We can keep our children safe. Why do you think that just
How
historically
has she not been voted out
more
by
men
now?
are CEOs,
I know.
more men are presidents, senators? It's
Okay.
because men are drawn to those roles. Today, women
Exactly.
have the same exact rights as men, and still, a lot of them choose to stay at home or feel that they can't stay at home
It's like asking your
because of
abuser to
societal
protect you.
pressures.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that you said it there at the end. Societal pressures. Societal pressures are the reason why I think that we've seen more men in positions of power, more
Truth.
men in leadership fields, and more men's calling the shot. But if you're the position that underpins your claim here would be that if we see an overrepresentation of men in a field in comparison to women, that men are then by definition better performing in that field. So in the same way you're claiming that because
I know,
of
they're
the vast
like,
majority
why
of
are they
leaders
not
men,
voting her
therefore
out?
women are worse at leading, would you also claim that men are better at surgery than women because 85% of surgeons are men and 15% of surgeons are women? I just want a direct yes or no to my question so then I can follow this up with a dialogue.
Become surgeons because it's a more masculine thing. It takes more masculine traits.
Could you
To
just answer
have
my
to
question?
look at the blood.
It
I said
just
yes.
doesn't because of the thing that he cited, but sure.
But I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
Would
I
have
you
to hop
agree
in here.
that men are more oppressed today than women? Men are told that they're toxic.
That's not the prompt! That's not the prompt! That's not the prompt. That's not what the prompt is talking about. Please shut the fuck up. That's not what the... Oh my god. I really like how they put it up here so everyone watching can see like how off topic they're going. Well, what about men are more oppressed because it's like, okay, shut up. Okay, hold on. Let's calm down. Allow this man to lead you back into what we're talking about, right? Which is the prompt that men are not better at leading than women. Please stay on topic. This is very painful. Yeah. I feel like women would be better at surgery because they have smaller hands and shit. Yeah, well, I mean that, but also again because it's like it's a stressful situation. Like, obviously, performing a surgery is an incredibly stressful situation. Someone's life is literally like in your hands. Like, and women are just better at handling that. Due to what even is the prompt? The prompt for this specific thing is men aren't better at leading than women. So all of these women are stepping up to explain to Dean why they're stupid and shouldn't be allowed to lead, you know? Yeah.
Being masculine, the only laws that prevent any gender...
That's her actual voice. No, that's her real voice. I listen, I'm sorry. I don't want to make fun of people for, like, things they can't change, but, like, dude, it genuinely... Like, I genuinely thought that she, like, backstage, like, before coming on, she, like, brought a bunch of helium balloons with her and, like... I'm
Don't let her
sorry.
out. I need to respond.
We have laws in favor
Helium.
of women getting leadership.
That's why she can't fucking think either.
roles. We're
Yeah.
taking
Okay.
opportunities away from men.
Okay.
You are
You
oppressed
just-
more than me.
She needs the Ben Shapiro bass booster. Yes! For those who don't get the reference, it's like undeniable that Ben Shapiro on his talk show bass boosts his voice. And you can tell because when he goes on shows like this, he sounds like an idiot again.
Crazy. Okay, listen. I think that you're crazy.
I know,
because
it's
you just
funny,
said
it's
that I'm
funny.
more oppressed than you, while also claiming that I'm a better leader than you. After making the argument that disproportionately men have been in positions of leadership.
Yeah,
throughout
how would men be more oppressed if they're better at leading? That doesn't even make any sense.
It is one of the most well-accredited studies ever conducted in human history that has reasonably concluded that women are better at surgery than men, even though they account for a minority of surgeons. And this is exactly what debunks your claim that if a field is overrepresented
That's
by
not
men,
what
that
I
therefore
said.
men are
I
better
said it's
at performing in
reflective
it.
of our natural desires and what men and women are naturally drawn to.
But women are better at surgery, even though they account for a minority of surgeons. That completely debunks your argument.
Sure, that could be a thing, but I'm saying
So you
that naturally
concede.
men are drawn towards roles of risk and provision. That's because of innate biological characteristics.
women are better at
And
surgery.
I said that you're oppressed because of society telling you that you need to be a beta woke man. You are not like a
Dude, she's literally just saying talking points. A beta woke man. Oh my god.
My
Exactly.
next surrounded claim is Donald
Great
Trump
minds
is
think
a
alike, but fools rarely differ. True.
misogynistic
Exactly.
sexual predator.
Okay, if you want to debate this claim, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my name
Howdy,
is Shiva
howdy.
Bagari.
What's your name?
Shiva Bagari.
Shiva Bagari. Well, would you like me to take
Exactly.
it away by
Exactly.
explaining to you why I think Donald Trump is a
Sure,
misogynistic
yeah.
sexual predator?
Yeah.
First and foremost, he's a sexual predator because a court has held him civilly liable
Okay.
for rape.
This is the real shit. All right? This is the real prompt here, okay? Can't wait to see how they disprove this. This is going to be a good one.
A woman by the name of E. Jean Carroll. Of course, in somebody is something that would make one a sexual predator.
Amazing.
In 2005,
Dean Withers destroyed. Dean Withers destroyed by intelligent MAGA woman who also shouldn't be a leader because she's not intelligent. That's the argument, okay? That's the argument.
also
I'm gonna
boasted-
do that on debates now. From now on, I'm just gonna let them talk for 5 minutes, and I'm just gonna shake my head the whole time, and then kick them off and be like, "All right, good one, good job."
about engaging in sexual violence by sexually exploiting beauty pageant contestants at the beauty pageants that he owned by
We're gonna
bargaining
get you on
into-
Jubilee. Yes, dude. I'd love to do that. That'd be awesome. I don't know. I would also, it would also like rot my fucking brain, but it would be cool.
dressing rooms and looking at their naked bodies. And this isn't an allegation from some woman that you could defame and say just wants money or fame. No, this was an admittance of guilt, something that Donald Trump said he did on Howard Stern's radio show. And I see you shaking your head. I'll happily play you the clip if you want. We also
Yes, please,
see.
please show me the clip because
What about, dude, yeah, what about Erica Kirk? I genuinely wonder what you would think about Erica Kirk. Like, they should ask, like, all of these MAGA women, like, what do you think about Erica Kirk? They should sit them aside after the debate and be like, what's your opinion on Erica Kirk?
Yes, take it out.
Don't worry, I got it preloaded.
Okay.
Oh,
good.
wow, he's got it ready. All right.
Well, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Why don't we start there? Mike's yours.
Okay.
Isn't that
well,
fucking psychotic? By the way, I've heard people say that's AI. I've unironically heard people say that was AI, even though that was like recorded far before. People are saying that's AI. Dude, people unironically say that shit, yeah.
said that he probably
From
sees
2015,
them.
I know.
It doesn't say they're naked there, so I.
No, but bro, the
they might
government, the deep state had access to the AI technology before everyone else did. So they were able to do AI deepfakes in 2015.
No, it doesn't.
You said that they have no clothes on. When you have no clothes on, you're
No,
naked.
who said that they didn't have clothes on?
Donald Trump.
He didn't say that in the clip.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay, again, I want to hear
That's
it
fine.
again.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And
There you go.
Oh well, it's a clip. Like he didn't.
Oh my
actually say
god!
clothes.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Shut
yeah.
up!
I think it's important
No
for us
clo-
to be intelligent,
Shut up!
professional people.
Okay,
You're
so-
saying no
Oh my
clothes. And then
God.
Howard Stern says, so you're like a
I
doctor.
definitely don't
Why
agree
did
with
Howard
that.
Stern
Okay,
say you're like
first
a
off,
doctor?
I
Because
don't-
doctors get to
I
see
don't-
Actually, I could be
okay,
naked
I
in
don't
clothes and say
agree
that
with
because I'm an
that.
alpha. True.
But men are men, and men have testosterone, and men love beautiful women. And trust me, I
Wow! Wow, it's so funny how quick people go to just defending rape. Like, you tell them, you explain to them how Trump is like, you tell them Trump's a rapist, and they're like, no, he's not. And then you prove them wrong, and then they're like, well, it isn't that bad. I mean, men have testosterone, and men like beautiful women, and I just, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then these people will unironically say that, like, drag queens are, like, pedophilic, and you're genuinely defending, like, sexual predation. Men will be men, boys will be boys. Yeah, I mean, holy fuck shit, dude. Locker talk, exactly. Just locker talk, bro. Every right-winger is both a yeah, I mean, it's every accusation against, like, trans people or gay people is a confession. Men are men, men have testosterone so they can be pedophiles. Exactly.
would prefer a man that actually looks at women and is sexually attracted to women.
Dude.
Than
This is
someone
fucking
that is
insane.
not.
And they're all saying, oh yeah. They're all fucking nodding. Holy shit, dude. Donald Trump's a rapist, and rape is bad. Donald Trump's not a rapist. Proof that he is. Oh, okay, wait. How do I now keep defending the claim that he's good? Oh, it's actually not bad. Oh, thanks. I'd vote for a drag queen for president. Absolutely based.
And I actually like looking at women too, and I'm not even a lesbian, but I think women's bodies are beautiful. It's like
Ma'am,
art
I'm
to me.
sorry. No,
It's art
I'm
to
sorry.
me.
This is
Now,
disgusting.
no, and-
you just told me that you would
Yes.
prefer a man who, quote unquote, likes the female body and is willing to barge into the private
Well, no,
women's
I
only
said,
dressing
no,
rooms to
I
look
said
at them while they have no
before that,
clothes on.
I said
compared
before
to a
that
gay-
you're
you're saying I
no,
think that
I
real
said
men
I
with
don't
testosterone
believe
When he's
that
actually
is
straight
right.
apologized
So
to him,
you
it's
just
always been
lied about
mainstream.
me right now because I said I don't believe what he did was right.
But
by
it was
going
the
in there.
but I would prefer a man who likes to look at the naked bodies of women that
Oh,
got
I've
it.
been over someone that is attracted to other men. Yes,
Why?
absolutely. Because it's not natural.
It's not natural to
It's
be gay?
natural.
Wow! Wow! That's holy shit.
Because it's not natural.
That's crazy.
It's not natural
It's
to be gay?
natural to be attracted to the opposite
Define
sex.
natural.
Natural is what God made, Adam and Eve.
So God didn't make gay people?
Well, actually,
I thought that God was a creator of
No,
all.
no,
Yeah, what
that's
is nature?
sin.
Also, by the way, Dean makes a really bad argument. I do want to say this. Like, he makes the argument. So someone will say, and I wish he would stop doing this, okay? Someone will say being gay is bad because it's not natural. And then his response will be, no, being gay is natural because so many different species are gay and do, right? That's a bad argument. That's a really bad argument because so many other species also rape each other. They also do all sorts of awful things. They do cannibalism. That's a terrible argument. And he's just engaging Like, instead of calling out the logical fallacy, exactly, a naturalistic fallacy. Instead of calling out the naturalistic fallacy, he just engages in it again. And the problem is, one, they're not going to ever concede that because they think that God is the true, like, nature, and whatever God created is natural, which is incredibly arbitrary, and it's depending on their specific interpretation of the Bible. But two, it doesn't get to the root of the problem, which is that the reason why being gay isn't bad is because it's victim. There's no victim involved, whereas, all of these other things that are, whether or not they're natural doesn't matter, because when you rape someone, you're harming somebody, and when you're gay, you're not. Who are you to judge God's creation? Exactly. Like dolphins, psychopaths of the sea. Right. Like, yeah, exactly. It's like you can't use the nature argument because it's like, yeah, dolphins are like, it's like that doesn't really work.
Sin came from the devil.
No, sin is a conscious decision. Being gay is not a conscious decision.
Well, actually, being gay is a conscious decision.
Okay, could you choose to be gay?
It's an action.
Could you choose to be gay?
Yes, absolutely.
Could you choose to be?
I actually could have chosen to be gay when I was younger.
Could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
A lot of women actually.
Could you choose to be attracted to your mom? If attractions are a choice, could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
Because God, exactly. The best argument.
Can you choose to be a pedophile?
No, I couldn't choose to be a pedophile. Could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
Oh, so there you go.
Yeah, that's the point. Wait, that's the point. Is that you? That's the argument that Dean is making. That you can't just choose who you're attracted to. That's the argument. That's actually the point.
No, it's an action, honey, and you can choose to sin or you can choose not to sin. I try to keep the devil away from me.
Can I just get a clear answer to the question?
No, this is a clear answer, but see,
Penguins
you don't
are
come from
gay.
a biblical standpoint.
What are
you
the first
come
4
from
books
a
in the New
worldly
Testament?
standpoint.
True.
I come from a biblical standpoint that there's 2 sexes, there's no 50 different genders. That came from a pedophile named John Money who lied about a study to push reassignment surgery on thousands of people through his lie that butchered this poor boy and put him through hell. Reimer twins. Go look it up on Oprah.
Yeah.
That's literally, by the way, that case, I'm pretty sure she's talking about the case where someone like forced a boy to be like, to go through trans surgery and whatnot. That unironically, yeah, also that term, don't say that. Don't use that term. It's not cool. Like you have to distinguish anti-Zionism from anti-Semitism. I mean, if you can't, then I don't want you on my stream, okay? If anything, that case is literally like an argument for why trans people are valid and why it's horrible to put someone through something that doesn't align with their gender identity, because that's just what trans kids go through when they're denied treatment. That's what trans kids go through. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure the kid even killed himself. It's like, yeah, that's what happens when someone is forced into a biological, makeup that does not align with their gender identity. That's like the entire point. And also, we're getting anecdotal again, exactly.
I'm going to ask the question again.
You don't live in
I'm gonna ask
reality.
the question again.
I live in reality where I know that a tree is a tree, a woman is a woman, a man's a man, and if you are choosing,
a moron's a moron.
And if you're choosing, that's what they do. When they can't win an argument, they go for.
Okay, pause,
I like
pause.
how she thinks she's winning the argument. That's so good. I just finished this video and now I'm here and they're at it again.
Everybody
Yeah.
pause. Dean,
You can't escape
gotta
it.
ask that you don't do personal attacks. That's a
Okay.
warning.
Okay. All right. So. first
Oh
and
wow!
foremost,
Wait, they
question-
warned him for the personal. Damn. All right. Wow. Never seen someone get a warning before. I think they're getting more strict about it.
Why I'm asking you this question is because you had suggested
Gotta put you in the
that
penalty
all
box for 5 minutes,
attractions
yep.
are a choice.
It is
so
a
please,
choice.
with just a concise yes or no, could you choose to literally be sexually aroused by your mother? So there's 2 possible answers to this question. The first possible answer is yes, Dean, I could choose to be attracted to my own mother. And
which
the
case,
second
what the
possible
fuck?
answer would be no, Dean, I could not
But
choose to
you're
be sexually
trying
aroused by my own
you're
mother.
trying to do.
I got
a
offended by.
flip
Dude,
side.
I know. He's just an alpha asserting himself. Don't you want leadership? Don't you want leadership? He's an alpha male and he's asserting himself.
Do you have a yes or no for that?
No, because this is a
like-
hook.
it's like musical
because
chairs.
I would never be attracted to
But
my
could you
mother and
choose?
father because it's a choice, but I would never do that because I'm a Christian.
So could you choose?
That's it. I'm not going to say that on camera. That's weird. And I'm not going to be in the hook of this young man that's
This is
21-year-old telling a 52-year-old
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say something disgusting like that.
So you admit that it's disgusting
Yes.
to think that you could choose to be attracted
Yeah.
to your mother.
We got to stop there. That you've been
Yes.
voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Hi, Dean. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenal. I'm
My
gonna
name
try
is
to...
Zuriel.
Zuriel, it's a pleasure
Nice
to meet you.
Can we both agree that people in power of elite?
Oh my
elitists-
God. Oh my God, where are we going with this, dude? Not the question, but go ahead.
People up there in politics all have their own, maybe their own immoral traits to why they're running for candidacy. Like we've heard about Epstein files,
Yes.
about all these different people that, maybe they're not really here to make a change for us.
Yes.
Can we agree with that?
Yes.
I could care less.
Yeah, exactly. So then he's a misogynistic sexual predator, but who cares because all our leaders are bad? Okay, sure, you can take that position. Then get the fuck out of the chair. Why did you come up in the first place? Then go. Why are you sitting there then? If you agree, but you're like, oh well, it's fine because all our leaders are bad, which unironically there's like a shred of validity to that, like tiny bit. I mean, yeah, all of them fucking suck to varying degrees. That's why, the future of like the working class is not electoralism. But after watching the video, I couldn't understand why these women were dissonantly arguing against their own interests. It's actually crazy.
Because I believe as long as he does his very best to be a good president and do the best for this economy, I don't vote for a president based off their
Exactly.
character. I vote for them based off what they can get done. Honestly,
I would like to just take a moment. Let's look at what you said.
Yeah, again, like you can do that, but wait for I'm sure there's going to be a prompt about that. Just wait.
Are
know?
you saying, Dean, it's true Donald Trump is a misogynistic sexual predator, but I could care less because of his policy?
what I'm saying is,
Can I just get a straight
we
answer?
obviously can't deny.
Of course.
that maybe he has bad traits of his character. I'm not gonna.
Bad
agree
trait?
with that.
No. Not bad traits of his character. Is he a misogynistic sexual predator? That's the prompt.
Just test your logic. What do you say, Dean, even if it was true Donald Trump was a sexual predator, because you don't know about the evidence for it, which is something you should look into on your own time, I would
Right.
still support him as president and could care less. Is that your position?
I would still support him as president because he does what's best for the economy and for the
Right.
American
So
dream.
then get the
Yeah,
fuck
we
out
gotta
of here.
stop.
Every
We gotta
person-
pause
Get
there.
out. So then leave.
You've been voted out. We got to
Good.
pause.
Okay. At least they
Quote
voted her out.
unquote, I would still support Donald
Yeah,
Trump
wait
as
till the other
president
prompts.
if he was a sexual predator.
Like,
if he
just
was
wait.
if he was a child, they'd still support him.
If you want to be the next debater, please get to the chair in 3, 2.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Liz.
Nice to meet you, Liz.
Nice to meet you.
Listen, I think that you've heard my arguments. You happen to be sitting in a position where you could hear my voice. Mic is yours.
Okay, so my question is because you mentioned Donald Trump going into the women's locker rooms.
Yeah.
Are all trans people sexual predators?
So I would not say that trans.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. All right, guys, get ready. Get ready.
Women are sexual predators for using the women's restroom. I think that the definition of
Because
sexual
trans
violence
people,
would be any
they
sexual
bring
act
up
that-
they will never stop, dude. The trans people is literally like this is their only argument. Like this is about to get hella off topic. Like it this is unironically so insane, dude. Well, trans people. Well, I really think trans people are gross and icky. So, owned, liberal owned. Yeah, wait. Holy shit.
is done without consent. And I don't think that this would be true of trans women who use a women's restroom. And I have an argument for why I think that trans women should be able to use a women's restroom. But let's try to take advantage of me giving you my argument. Let's just hopefully stay on topic with the claim that Donald Trump is a sexual predator because he's raped a woman. He's boasted about sexually exploiting women by barging into their dressing rooms and looking at their naked
I know.
bodies without consent, then telling Howard Stern how much he
Okay.
loved it and how incredible they looked. He's mentioned the Epstein
it
files
was-
over a
but
million
the
times.
women, the young women in sports who do not want
No.
biological men.
Shut the fuck up. No. No. We're talking about the prompt. It's not your turn to talk about how much you hate trans people. We're talking about the prompt.
And in their dressing rooms, doesn't that go against them?
Well, we
what
could-
about their safety?
I would love to have a conversation with you about trans
Exactly.
people in dressing rooms, or sorry, more so locker rooms. And I understand where you're coming from if you say, well, I don't want a trans woman in my dressing room because I would see their naked body and their genitalia.
no, it's
and
not-
the
it's not
reason,
about-
the
no.
reason why I get it, the reason why I understand where you're coming from is because even when I go into my gym's locker room and I see other dudes with their dicks out, I'm like, hey, bro, I
And
don't really want them to see
I don't
me.
care-
I don't
you
want them
see,
to
I
see
don't
me.
care
So
about me, see, I
actually,
don't want them to see
advocate.
me.
I advocate.
Well,
women.
like, okay,
I
hold on.
advocate.
What? She's like how sheltered is this? Genuinely, like, how do you hear that language and the first thing you do is like, what? We're arguing about like sexual politics and then the genitalia was no. Like what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. He said a naughty word. I know, the human body. Aren't you supposed to think like the human body is like beautiful and created in the image of God? I'm genuinely like so confused. Why are people so offended by the existence of body? Yeah, exactly. How old is the defendant guy? Which guy? Dean? Dean Withers? I don't know. He's probably like in his 20s.
I advocate for unisex, unistall, one person at one time changing rooms in locker rooms and gyms and sports across the
because
country.
the thing is,
that's my
part of your-
position.
part of
But let's
your
talk about the
claim-
claim.
That's not a bad. I mean, that's not a bad thing. Like honestly, that could be ideal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Donald
no, but
Trump is a
this
sexual
is part
predator.
of the claim.
Well, you're not.
First of all,
do you accept that
accusation-
Donald Trump
Exactly,
is a
more
sexual
privacy
predator?
across the
accuse
board.
you of being a sexual predator.
And if I admitted to doing it, then it would be true. Donald Trump admitted to barging into those dressing rooms, and a court found him guilty of raping E. Jean Carroll.
No, he didn't. No, they didn't. That's a lie.
They certainly did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. Listen, do you accept?
Awesome, so
that
we're just
the
denying
definition of
reality.
include the
Cool.
penetration of a woman's with any part of a man's body, including his fingers?
Without consent.
Yeah. So specifically, the action that the jury found Donald Trump guilty for was
but
forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll's.
I think what's going on right now in the world with men and women is that women are accusing a lot of men of rape. And until
And here we go. Get ready. Apologia. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? As soon as it's proven, as soon as they're proven wrong, it flips from Trump wasn't a rapist to, well, yeah, I guess he was a rapist, but that's not that bad because he didn't. The rape wasn't actually that bad, so it was fine. We should make giant bathroom buildings and make all gender identity bathrooms and have ones for niche shit like Debbie Girl. Yeah, true. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
actual proof, because a jury can just agree with anything. That's something else, okay? Until there is actual
Okay,
proof
well,
and
yeah, anyone can just agree with anything all the time. I'm sure that there are people that have been found guilty by a jury, and you believe are guilty. Like I guess probably all of like the black people that are in prison right now. Like I'm sure there are so many people that you would love to use the argument of like, well, they were found guilty by a jury, so that's how this works. Does she not know how this works? Like, does she think it was like random people, a bunch of random people that don't like Trump that said, like, I'm just genuinely like, I don't even know. Ever heard? Yeah, exactly. Ever heard of To Kill a Mockingbird? Like, what the fuck?
evidence, and if you can show me the proof that Donald Trump raped her, then fine.
Boom.
Thank
right
you
there.
so much for the great question. What's all the evidence? So the first form of evidence that we would have would be E. Jean Carroll's testimony, in which has maintained consistency for the last 30 years, as corroborated by 4 of her friends that testified under penalty of perjury. The second form of
And
evidence
no
that we'd
one's
have
lied
here-
under penalty of perjury.
Well, can you please like
Sorry.
examine the evidence in which I provide
No,
as soon
I'm
as I'm
sorry.
done
I
providing it?
apologize. Go
We have
ahead.
therapist notes from the 90s indicating she was by Trump. We had the testimony of a psychotherapist that said when E. Jean Carroll was testifying to the fact she was by Donald Trump, she was exhibiting signs consistent with true trauma that we'd expect to be onset by a true victim of. Then we have Donald Trump's lies and inconsistencies. He lied. He said that he never met her as a part of his testimony for his defense. And then E. Jean Carroll responded by submitting a photo of them together to court.
Trump denied a DNA test. Why would you deny it if you knew? Exactly, yeah.
Evidence. We have another line inconsistency on Donald Trump's behalf. He also
No,
said that he
literally,
never
like,
raped
yeah,
her because
it's
she wasn't
actually
his type,
crazy.
but then he could
Now, just so that we can remind everyone, obviously, these are insane women that were picked specifically for the purpose of this video and to get clicks and views. They're obviously not representative, like, just like average women, but like still, this is fucking insane that like there's genuinely some people who believe this
confused a
shit.
picture of E. Jean Carroll to be his ex-wife Marla Maples under
Although,
deposition.
no, I mean, honestly, no, because this is the kind of worldview you would need. That's the thing. Like, I say that, but the problem is, like, this is the kind of worldview you would need to consistently defend Donald Trump. You would need to bite the bullet on, like, yeah, rape isn't that bad, you know?
So clearly she
America.
was his type.
America.
But also, E. Jean Carroll's dress. E. Jean Carroll submitted a dress to the court, claiming it was the dress that she was raped in by Donald Trump. Court confirmed it had male DNA on it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then when the court asked Donald Trump to provide a DNA sample to test against the DNA
Yep.
in the dress, he said, no.
Boom.
Doesn't sound like something an innocent man would do.
Boom.
And then the last and final piece of evidence we have would be his character
Biden was
priors.
78
Listen,
when elected
we
president.
all
Trump's now
know
80. Let that sink in.
A one-time felon
Yeah.
is around 73% more likely to engage in another felony
Yeah.
compared to somebody that's never committed a crime in their life. The same thing rings true about being a sexual predator. So because Donald Trump has character priors with engaging in sexual predation, like the dressing room clip, proudly boasting about sexually exploiting naked women and girls, or like the Access Hollywood tape where he literally said that he would just grab women by their without asking first, and that's precisely what the jury found him guilty
That's
of doing,
fucking insane,
or
by the
everything to
way.
do with the Epstein files.
I mean, like,
that in
obviously, but
consideration
there you
with the
go.
direct
Mention
evidence
the
submitted by E.
Epstein
Jean
files.
Carroll
If
and
you
his
wanna mention
lies
Bill
is
Clinton, if you
absolutely
wanna
Like, it's like so
mention
viscerally
DNA,
disgusting.
Donald
you know?
Trump
So to Bill
Eugene Carroll.
Clinton.
Okay, we got to stop there.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I love when they do this. I love when oh my god, I love when they do this. It's so funny. And by the way, I wonder what Dean's response is to this, because like the actual answer is like, yeah, Bill Clinton. You can send them all to prison. It's like, we don't fucking care. I mean, this is the thing of like, you're a lib cuck and you have to defend like Democrat. I don't know how far gone. Like, I don't know how far gone Dean is. I just confused Dean with Trump. Amazing stuff. But like the answer is just that like, yeah, Bill Clinton was probably like a racist as well, and he should share a jail cell with Trump. Send all of Epstein clients to Alcatraz. Exactly. Alligator Alcatraz, yeah.
Got to stop there.
Exactly.
The flags are up. You've been
thing.
voted out. Please return to your seat.
Yeah.
If you want to be the next debater, please get to the chair in 3,
Oh, they love islands.
2,
They do.
1.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I'm Gina.
Nice to meet you too, Gina.
Trump doesn't have to be a sexual predator. Any woman would love to be with Trump. Okay? Any
What a
woman.
weird thing to say.
No.
Okay. Wait, well, let's actually test that. Could I have all the women with husbands or boyfriends in the room raise their hands? So her claim is that any woman would love to be with Trump.
Love.
Would you guys cheat on your husbands and boyfriends with Trump?
Well, we didn't say if they were married, not if we were married.
I mean,
Instead of
Oh my
anybody
God.
who's in a relationship, is there anybody who would want to be with
Yeah,
Donald
let's do it the other way
He
around.
doesn't have to
Yeah.
be a
Okay.
sexual predator.
Who? Okay. All right. Listen. Put your hand up if you would have sex with Donald Trump.
Wow.
If
Oh
I was
my
married
God.
to Donald Trump, yes. And I'd love to be.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Do you prefer Clinton? Why don't we talk about sexual
Okay, yes.
predators as far as Bill
Clinton.
Clinton?
Why? It's not
Okay,
about the
because
bond.
because he's a predator.
Okay, and if
Trump
he is,
doesn't
burn him,
have
throw him
to
under the
be a
jail.
sexual
Good. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure Dean wasn't going to start defending Clinton.
predator. Trump did report him to the feds.
I thought I clarified
When-
that's not what
well,
happened.
you're
Yeah,
wrong.
I'm wrong. Show me that. Give me
Virginia,
evidence.
first
Sweet
of
baby
all,
Jesus.
Virginia Guthrie worked at Mar-a-Lago in the early 2000s, and he prompted her to come and work for him as a massage therapist. Trump was pissed, and he reported Epstein.
Okay, well, I would recommend looking at the fact check that will likely be
Yeah.
on the video screen that says, actually, he placed this phone call after Epstein was arrested to thank the cop and to tip them off about Ghislaine Maxwell, because that's what the fact check is going to say.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is in one scenario, he's reporting the crime to the cop to then get Epstein arrested.
exactly.
In the secondary scenario, he's thanking the cop.
I mean,
after
I'm sure
Epstein-
some Dems would care, like some establishment Democrats might care, but like no actual like functioning person should care.
First of all, if he was guilty of, he'd be in chains right now.
That's not how civil courts
They
work.
had to make
Yeah.
notice.
Civil courts don't send people to jail. They hold people financially liable. That's the nature of our criminal justice
But he
system.
would have been in jail.
You're not familiar with statute of limitations, then.
I'm familiar with
What's the
that.
statute of limitations?
You can only accuse somebody within a matter of time, but right, now
so
it's
if
30
E.
years.
So if E. Jean Carroll,
Right
came
now
out
it's 30
after
years.
the statute of
She's
limitations had
out of
passed
her mind.
Yeah,
for
she's
sexual
insane.
abuse in the state of New York
They
against
threw her
Donald
case
Trump,
out.
do you agree that even if
Actually,
she
I
had
know.
video of it happening to her?
That's funny. Again, the Jubilee fact check is good, but they should have fact checkers on the scene. You know,
He wouldn't be in jail because of the statute of
like
limitations.
after she gets called out, like after she gets voted out, they should go through all the claims that were made and like explain to everyone how they were like wrong.
That's not true. There is no statute of limitations when it comes to.
So by the law, the crime that Donald Trump committed, per the New York State legal definition of rape and of sexual abuse in 2019 through
He never
2022,
committed that crime.
was specifically sexual abuse. Okay, because legally speaking, in New York, they only defined rape as penile penetration of the. And she testified that he raped her with his fingers instead of his penis. So
No,
because of
that's
that,
a lie.
it would
There's
be
no
legally
proof of that.
categorized as sexual abuse, and that's the crime that had a
Yeah,
statute.
some people will genuinely think that the only way something can be classified as rape if it's that, which is just insane. You know.
Her mind, she's insane, and they threw the case out just recently.
Okay,
Okay,
why do
we
you
got
think
to
she's out of
pause
her
there.
mind?
We got to pause there. You've been voted out. I just want to get a real quick raise of hands. This is not to,
Oh my God,
shame
yeah,
anybody. I'm
yeah.
just genuinely curious. Raise your flag really clearly so we could get a poll. If at Donald Trump's when he was in his 40s, if you think he was an attractive man. I just want to get a raise of flags.
Wow.
This is so concerning.
Keep your flag up if you think he is currently
true.
still hot.
I say maybe, yeah.
We are currently casting 3 new episodes of Surrounded. If you're a passionate debater who fits into any of the categories
Ooh.
currently
Progressive. Okay. Should I sign up for
on your
this?
screen, we'd love to hear from you.
Should
you
I
can
do
apply
this?
through our website, jubileemedia.com/casting, or click on the link in the description. Feel free to spread the word to friends, family, or relatives who would be eager to join the circle.
I'd probably get in too, because I mean, like, I have a decent following on Instagram, and like, I have, yeah. Apply for Boomer. Didn't you just? Yes, I did.
My next surrounded claim is abortion should be legal.
If you want to debate this claim, please get to the center in 3,
You're
2,
too smart for the show.
1.
Howdy.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi. Shannon, Dean, pleasure to meet you.
So I want to know why
Oh,
you
yeah.
think that killing babies should be legal.
Of course, because I'm a brutalistic Satanist and I love the DNC and I'm the leader of Antifa. Listen.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. I can tell. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom. All right.
The reason why I think abortion should be legal is because I don't think that abortion is morally wrong. I think it's a permissible action. And because I think it's a permissible action, I therefore don't see any good reason to infringe on a woman's bodily autonomy in the legal
Yes, I am.
prevention of her access to abortion. Therefore, it's a human rights violation.
So you don't understand it as like killing. You don't think it's killing a human being.
No, I do.
And you're okay with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't
You
see
don't
anything
think that
morally
we
wrong
should
with it.
focus more on preventable measures? You know that if a woman gets pregnant, she's not financially able to keep the baby and she doesn't want the baby, she could at least take Plan B.
Yeah. And I think that would be a good fact of sexual education.
No one's
to
denying
show the
that.
world.
No one,
Telling them
dude.
it exists.
I don't know if these people think that like people get abortions, like they have sex and they're like, yes, wait, oh my god, I'm pregnant. Yes, I can get an abortion now. No. Do you even understand like the pricing of that? Like, do you understand how much more expensive it'll be to get an abortion and how much more like emotionally exhausting it will? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Oh my god.
Well, I mean, actually, Plan B is $55. There's off-brand versions that are $20, and I think that is a good piece of recommendation. But ultimately, if they don't take a
Missed
Plan
my
B,
quota.
or whatever like happens after the pregnancy, they should be able to
Yeah,
access
instead of like
abortion.
instead of like the grain quotas in the USSR, it's the abortion quotas. Okay, that's how communism is gonna happen in the US.
I want to ask you this question: do you think that victims of should be able to access abortion?
No, because they could also take a morning after pill if they get. If I were to get, I would go take a morning after pill the very next day.
Wow. So you think that a victim would have an obligation to maintain a pregnancy? Is that because that if they were to like cessate or stop the pregnancy, the fetus would die? Okay, of course it is. So I want to ask you a question. Do you know who Max Irby is?
No.
So Max Irby is a 14-year-old guy.
Exactly,
And he's in
true.
dire need of a stem cell transplant. And this is a true story. You
Exactly,
can look it up.
dude.
And his stem cell type is so incredibly rare that his father set up a quote-unquote fundraiser for his son, taking random DNA samples in from people across the globe. So far, they've collected 40 million samples, and there hasn't been one match. What this means is that there's probably only one match alive on the face of planet Earth that could provide stem cells to Max Irby to save his
this
life.
one. This is a good
So let's
argument.
hypothetically assume that you are the one and only match for Max Irby's stem cell type, and the government finds this out. Then the government forces you to
Exactly.
provide your stem cells to Max Irby without your consent for 9 months, introducing many physical and mental complications. Do you think that'd be just?
No.
No, because they shouldn't be able to force you to provide your bodily resources to another life, even if not providing your bodily resources would mean that other life dies. That's my position on victims of. They shouldn't be forced to provide domicile in their uterus and access to their bodily resources to the fetus,
True.
even if stopping the sustenance of those bodily resources to the fetus
yes.
means the fetus dies. No difference than Max Irby.
This is a tough one for me because I have mixed feelings about it, obviously, because
Okay,
that's a
cool.
horrible situation to be in. But I
At least
do,
she's
like
admitting
I
that.
said earlier, morning after pill.
Well, could you respond to the
Okay,
argument I
we
gave
have
you?
to pause there. You
No,
can vote.
oh, no, we're not pausing. Make her answer the question.
Now?
Hey, listen, I appreciate you for the respectful dialogue.
By the way, I want to tell you I respect you a lot.
Well,
I
thank
saw
you.
you.
I know,
cried
she's
for
becoming too
Charlie
woke.
Kirk. You actually have us all.
Have a good one.
No. I saw when you cried for Charlie Kirk. You actually have a soul. Boo.
Want to be the next debater? Please get to the chair in 3,
I know.
2, 1.
I know.
Hello, I'm Georgia.
Georgia, pleasure to meet you. You
Nice
said
to
that you
meet you,
work
Dean.
for a pro-life org?
Yes, I do.
Very, very
All right,
interesting.
let's talk about it.
All right.
So-
She works for a pro-life organization. Let's see what these arguments are going to be.
Let's focus on like preventative means from pregnancy in the first place. Like, do you guys have like policy initiatives to like reduce financial instability or poverty in young
So
women?
what abortion does is it incentivizes people to live in a promiscuous way that further
soon.
increases the rates of pregnancies that are not in a stable situation like marriage. And so I'm actually against contraception.
Being pro-contraceptive would save the lives of more innocent babies.
Oh,
over here.
okay.
Be less-
All right.
human
We got a
being
consistent.
is
Wow, we're biting the bullet here. We're really biting the bullet here. All right, I'm excited. All right, contraception's bad
the
too.
lives of more innocent babies under review because then there'd be
So
less
killing an
unwanted
innocent human
pregnancies.
being is always wrong. Abortion kills an innocent human being. Therefore, abortion is always wrong.
Yeah, I reject P1.
And allowing abortion just reflects our overall decay as a society when it comes to the way we view sexuality,
Awesome.
marriage, and it just leads to a culture of death.
I don't give
When
a
you
shit.
have
What are you-
abortion, it
make an
leads
argument.
to things like MAID
Why is she
in
leaning on
Canada.
her? Yeah.
What abortion is we're allowing the government to have the authority to define when personhood begins because we're separating
What?
it from the moment of
No, you're allowed. Okay, using the you could, dude. If you're against abortion, and you can be authoritarian like that, that's fine. But you cannot pretend like the other side is allowing the government to like do too much shit. Now the mask is off. Exactly. Yes, I love our culture of death by allowing genocide, Gaza, and war against
conception.
Exactly.
And if it's not at the moment of conception, then the most powerful person gets to decide when it begins. And that's always subjective. And when more powerful people have that authority or allow themselves to have that authority to define when personhood begins, you have grave travesties like slavery. If it's
Holy
subjective,
slippery slope, false. Like holy shit, that was like 20 logical fallacies in one thing. No, this has nothing to do with slavery. Because the difference is that enslaved people were sentient and were subjects. They were individuals. Fetuses, up until a certain point, are not even sentient at all. And then, obviously, number two, it's going to be the bodily autonomy argument. Oh, my God.
fine,
All right.
then when does that begin? When does personhood begin? And when you say it doesn't begin at conception,
Yeah.
it's actually what you're arguing is a very suspicious, mystical idea of when it
Suspicious.
does. And that sounds more superstitious than
about control.
Christianity.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your comments. About your syllogism, I'd reject P1. Don't think it's always wrong to kill an innocent human being.
To intentionally kill an innocent human being, you don't think it's always wrong to intentionally kill an innocent human being.
Like I've said
Why?
to the last 5 guests. I mean, we do that to brain dead patients all the time.
Okay, so that's to
And I would
withhold
like-
care from them.
I would
That
like-
sustains their life.
Okay.
That's different than intentionally going there
Yeah.
and killing
Okay,
them.
so then you're on board with the abortion pill.
Withhold
Withholding
care that sustains their life. That's what a woman is doing with her body when she's carrying a fetus. Do you even hear yourself? Like, when she talks, does she actually like hear herself, or is she just blabbering? I'm genuinely confused. Yeah.
progesterone supplied through the umbilical cord that would sustain the life of the fetus.
I'm completely against the abortion pill.
But it's just withholding care that would sustain the fetus's life.
It's different though in nature
the
because what we're
difference?
doing is what occurs in the uterus.
Are we gonna get a
is solely
naturalistic
for the
fallacy, guys?
service
Naturalistic fallacy incoming. You guys ready?
of
Yeah.
the fetus. The uterus does not exist
Yeah.
to serve the woman. They exist to serve the child.
Mhm.
What
Wow.
abortion is it's the actual destruction
Yeah.
of that child.
I wanna ask
it
you a
reflects
question.
the destruction of our idea of parental duty.
I wanna ask you a
Parents have
Right.
a
So like
duty
she's just
to
saying
care-
talking points now. She's abandoned like actual arguments, and she's just saying talking points because she doesn't know what she's talking about. She hasn't answered his actual question. Which is wonderful. Bullet point style
for their
talking
children.
points.
What's your question?
My question is, let's just like envision a hypothetical of like
Yeah.
a 9-year-old girl getting raped and impregnated, and we know that pregnancy is not.
But yeah, the bootstrapping all cultural morality from random biological phenomenons. Yeah.
Per your syllogism that you gave earlier, it seems to be the
Power
case
and
that you'd
serve.
argue
I know,
would be
it's so
wrong
fucking
to
weird.
begin abortion. Is this true?
Dean Withers versus
Abortion
20
only
anti-women
continues
women.
to perpetuate violence, the cycle of violence. It
Yeah.
only increases the trauma to that child. And what we would do, we would still try to minimize the trauma of pregnancy
But
for that
ultimately,
9-year-old.
Again, it's not about the trauma of like this argument. While the trauma is obviously a part of it, the argument is not about the trauma of pregnancy. It's about the fundamental ethical problem with saying that the government should be allowed to force someone to give up their bodily resources to save another human. That's the problem. This has nothing to do with like perpetuating whatever these fucking buzzwords she's saying. This has nothing to do with it.
I am completely against abortion in all cases, period. And that's
Even
the
for-
consistent pro-life stance.
Wow. What about when it's like the life of the mother on the line?
Okay, so that's nonsense. What we have is
it's
exactly we have
nonsense.
C-section. And so
What if it's before
the life of
viability?
that simply does not happen. That simply
What if
is
it
a
did?
lie.
Would you be okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, this is why the fact check is good. The statement that abortion is never medically necessary before fetal viability is false, serious, or life. I mean, this is just fucking obvious. If you don't know this, you're genuinely like, you should not speak about this at all. Like, you should not speak about politics. And you certainly shouldn't be the fucking leader of an organization that does this. Yeah, exactly. No one is. Yeah, that's why it's so like. That's why the whole like just got an abortion, having fun. Like that's why that's a bit. That's why that's a joke because no one does that. No one is excited to get an abortion.
Okay, when's viability?
which means-
Viability is based
Can
on
you-
technology.
I'm gonna go
Viability
ahead.
changes.
It is.
Viability
I
is
just
at
want
week
to ask my
20.
question.
One day viability might
So
be
the
at
question
the
that I'd
first
like you
trimester.
to, the question that I'd like to ask you is, let's assume a woman is pregnant. It's before viability, per the technological innovations and standards in America, because that's where we
When
live.
does personhood begin, Dean?
I'll
When
happily
does it
answer
begin?
your question. of
When
I
should
think
abortion be
personhood-
legal?
So I think that personhood begins around 23 through 24 weeks with the thymocortical
That's when
connections, the
personhood
emergence of a
begins?
mind.
Yep, true.
But
That's when personhood
my
begins.
question is, if there's a woman that's pregnant, it's before viability, per like the technological innovation in America, and a doctor tells her that she needs to get an emergency C-section or
speed
abortion. It
nodding
doesn't
gif,
matter
yep.
because either way it's going to kill the fetus. And the doctor says if she doesn't get this emergency C-section or abortion, then she's going to die. Would you be okay with her getting one? I just interested. It's I want to see where your ideological underpinnings fall.
So I noticed how that's one of your debate strategies. You corner us into these questions. I'll answer your question.
So it's called a hypothetical. That's actually called a hypothetical, and that's how like arguments work with these difficult topics. That you actually have to like test your logic against other examples of things.
So what doctors do is they take an oath that says do no harm. Doing an abortion not only does obvious harm to the child by killing the child,
Can
but
you
it
answer the
actually does a
question?
lot of physical trauma to the mother.
Yeah, less trauma
it does a
than
lot of
childbirth.
trauma to the uterus. There simply are not cases where women need to get abortions in
Notice
order
how
to
she's
save
not
their
answering the
life.
question.
Because it's not a scenario that actually exists. A lot of
Well,
these
then I'd
doctors are
highly
committing
implore you
medical
to do your
malpractice.
research. What is
And
your
they're actually lying because
So,
they have an agenda. They don't-
If it were to happen, would you be okay with that woman getting an abortion?
Absolutely not, because that doesn't happen.
So if it did, you wouldn't be okay with her getting an abortion? That's
cases in
insane.
which it
Fuck.
does, see, we're talking
Okay, we gotta
about-
pause there.
Okay,
we gotta
so we're
pause
just
there.
denying-
We're
okay,
kind of at
that's
an
cool.
impasse. We've also run out of time, so we're gonna move on.
My next surrounded claim is Donald Trump is a terrible president.
All right, if you want to debate this claim, get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, nice to meet you. Mari
Hi,
Carmen Berman.
ma'am. It's nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you too. I want to talk to you about my point of view as a Mexican American Jewish. I'm not saying Trump is perfect, but I'm saying the reason I vote for him and I would vote again. First of all,
Trump cut everything
wanna
except ICE and
touch the
and
point
military
that
and
she
rich
said
people.
about
Hell yeah.
borders, but not about the people. I'm talking about the drugs and the traffic that
Pretty
is
sure,
coming
yeah.
from my country.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from my government because Mexico has a narco government. You know who's the only one who has the guts to go right now and deal with the president? Trump, because the other administration didn't do it.
Yeah.
Who went to bring Venezuela, Maduro to the jail? Trump. And this is affecting United States.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying everything he's doing is great.
Yeah.
And I'm Jewish, so I support Israel. Who is the only one who supports Israel? Trump. Otherwise,
Oh my God, Israel! Holy shit! Holy argument against Trump.
I don't know how we're going to be right now.
Oh
By
yeah.
God's help.
Let's support a state that's committing a genocide and
Oh,
ethnic
well, don't talk
cleansing of
about it because
Palestinians.
that-
Oh, based Dean. Okay, I'm glad that Dean at the very least opposes like Israel. Like it could be worse. Okay, he could be like a full-on lib who's like, it could be worse. All right.
in Lebanon. And let's make sure to throw $1 billion a day at a war that's killed 13 of our servicemen and women for another state, per the testimony of Joe Kent. Listen,
This is
okay,
the first
here's my point. I
ally
want to
of the
respond.
United States.
I want to
Is
respond to the first
Israel
thing.
is the first ally of United States. So we
Yeah,
have the
we
right to
shouldn't.
support Israel. And you know what? God said...
The right to support Israel. Did she just say the right to support Israel? Holy shit, bro. That's even crazier than the right to exist thing. The right to support Israel. All right, bro.
To Abraham, I will bless whoever bless you.
Girl, my brother's medically getting used to give immigrants aid and shelter. I know. Give more money to Israel
And I
instead.
will curse whoever curse you.
Yeah.
If you want to be blessed, and this country needs to be blessed, needs to bless Israel first.
Yeah.
Every single
Be the
country.
prophet. Is she referencing the Bible verse where like bless Israel and you will be blessed? Does she think the Bible verse was talking about the state of the modern state of Israel? Is she insane? Oh my God. Yeah. In the Bible, it was actually talking about the current 2026 modern settler colonial state of Israel that's committing a genocide. That's what Jesus wanted you to bless, okay? Can't afford this hospital bill. Better give all my money to Israel before I bleed out. Exactly. I know. They were actually talking about, like, the literal state. Like, yeah, and not only that, they were talking about Netanyahu specifically. Praise be to Benjamin Netanyahu.
Has
Exactly.
been every single country who has been cursed Israel is look how they are
This
right
is
now.
religious
you know,
psychosis.
It's not religious.
It literally,
It's
wait,
genuinely-
every single country who doesn't support Israel, look where they are now. Is that her argument? Yeah, that's the problem, bro. What?
Just psychosis.
Do you
You're
see
saying-
how Chavez ended?
listen,
he
you're
cursed
saying-
Israel from the
you were
his
saying-
intestine. He said it.
You are
from him,
saying-
and he's dead.
Okay. Yeah, we have to bless the ethnic expansionist, genocidal, terroristic state, or else we're all going to be cursed and die. So 70% of the drugs sold in America, brought into America, are brought in by citizens. Why do I bring this up? Because when
I mean, like, I just want to, like, remind everyone how crazy it is. So, immigrant from Mexico who's in America is arguing that we have to unconditionally support Israel. I just, like, how are you that disconnected from, like, I don't even know how these people justify this shit in their heads, dude.
say the underlying
nope.
final surrounded claim is Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about any of you.
If you want to debate Dean's claim, get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, Liz.
Hi.
All right. Well, I mean, you know my thoughts. I think that Trump is the worst president of your life, and I think that he consistently demonstrates that through his rhetoric and policy. What are your thoughts?
I love Trump. And honestly, I love everything.
Oh my God. I think the last, wow, the streams are going on, but yeah, so the last 3 hours of our lives could be summed up, I think, in this simple exchange. Let's play this again.
Demonstrates that through. All right. Well, I mean, you know my thoughts. I think that Trump is the worst president of your life, and I think that he consistently demonstrates that through his rhetoric and policy. What are your thoughts?
I love Trump.
That's it. That's the fucking debate. Everyone, like, we could have just watched this part and we would have got the gist of the debate. Yeah, it's like, no, you know, yeah, he is horrible for, like, everyone. Yeah, I can't really defend any of his actual policies, but I love Trump. Okay. Awesome. Maybe we could have just started with that and we could have just ended the debate right there and not waste everyone's fucking time. Awesome. Beautiful. We know that. We know that all of these arguments are kind of like come second to your foundational belief that Trump good and I love Trump. But, like, just don't waste our fucking time, man. Are we serious? What are we doing? Come on. Oh, my God.
And honestly, I love everything that Trump is doing with Israel. I'm Jewish. I'm very pro-Israel. I know how you feel about Israel.
Shut up! Okay.
But I feel like you probably don't know the facts. I also love what Trump is doing with Iran because he does care about women. He wants to free the women of Iran from the Islamic regime. He wants to free the women all around the world.
Yeah.
And tell me what you like about Iran or Palestine and how they treat women.
Well, I actually want to start off with a claim that you made about Iran. Is Donald Trump negotiating with the IRGC to achieve a denuclearization agreement today?
There's no negotiating with terrorists.
Okay, well, according to...
Again, by the way, also, oh yeah, that's why we shouldn't negotiate with Israel, by the way. No, but seriously, on the note of, like, the women thing, two things to that. One, this is, and I say this every time this comes up because it's so vitally important that people understand this. When people like her make the argument that, you know, well, Iran is bad to women, so we need to bomb. This is admitting that conservatives believe in collective punishment. Conservatives believe, and they project this belief onto others because they're like, why don't you believe this too? She's admitting, she knows, right, that she believes that if a group of people generally kind of share something that she doesn't like, share like a belief system that she doesn't like, that they should all be genocided. That they should all be slaughtered by the masses. That's what she believes. That is her belief. So when someone says, no, I actually don't believe that, that it's hard for her to understand that. It's hard for her to understand that, and that's why she asks that question. What do you like about Iran? Or it's racism, right? way of life, even skin color. It doesn't really matter as long as there's a significant line that you know can be drawn such that she can hate them for a specific reason and differentiate them from, like, you know, her people or whatever that means. Freeing them by bombs, exactly, right? This exchange that Trump is engaged in is not going to help the women of Iran in the slightest. If anything, it's going to hurt them. Are there any U.S. policies Trump has introduced that could be argued to be pro? Well, they're going to say, if you were to ask them that, they were going to say, well, actually, keeping trans women out of women's sports is helping women. Shut the fuck up. No, it's not. Like someone said at the beginning of the stream, like beginning of the video, when they were talking about that. Yeah, you stopped like 8 high schoolers from participating in sports. Good fucking job. You stopped 8 high schoolers from, like, coming in 5th at the track meet. Awesome. Bomberan, 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 bomberan. Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to give snaps to everybody in the circle so far. Good job. Dean, snaps to you. Good job. Let's take a breath. It's been a heated episode. For the last portion of this video, I ask that you look around the circle and select somebody who you want to come back to the center and debate their claim with.
We're almost done with this.
Oh, God. See, there's so many options here. I don't know. People might hate me at home for this one. I wanted to respond to what she had to say. Yeah, let's do it. Get up here.
Yes. Well, I'll give you credit. You're brave to pick me, so that's good.
Or dumb.
My surrounded claim is that Democrats sold our country out.
Can I have an explanation of what you mean when you say that?
Wow.
Well, first off, their open border
Okay,
policy.
that seemed a little scripted. Like, she didn't know she was going to be chosen. Maybe she like had it. Maybe they had all of them write it out just in case. I know, boring ass.
These, you know, sanctuary cities, which are completely unconstitutional. Thank God we have Sheriff Chad Bianco running for governor. Hopefully we'll eliminate that. You know, they said Russia, 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 right? About President Trump. Well, who sold our uranium to Russia? And I love when Trump was talking to all of these European countries. He says, you guys keep screaming Russia, Russia, Russia. Why aren't you buying oil from us? Why are you buying it from Russia? So there's so many good things that Trump has done, and the Democrats have completely, like, I'm from Iran originally. The fact that Obama gave boatloads of cash to that evil regime makes me so angry. So I love that Trump annihilated General Soleimani and a proxy guy in Iraq, offed him because he killed 10,000 people, including women and children.
Okay.
So,
yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So I am so happy for him getting rid of the nuclear facilities, along with Benjamin Netanyahu, with the intelligence that they brought in and the weapons, and they are our only allies. And the liberals hate Israel.
You should hate Trump then.
Oh, I should love him because he just stopped World War III. He stopped the deep state from destroying
the deep
world.
state.
And that's what Marxists
Again, this is
do.
all
That's
like
what
ridiculous. I mean, that was like a theater performance. Once again, all Trump has done is bring us back to the JCPOA. By the way, the Obama, what she's referring to, is the Obama administration approving $1.7 billion in settlements with Iran. But this is not taxpayer money. This is a return of Iran's pre-1979 funds, plus interest. This is from a canceled military equipment purchase. This is not like giving them money. This is and again, I'm not defending Obama because Obama was a fucking war criminal, but just in terms of pragmatism here, like, this is so fucking stupid. Yeah. Deep state mention.
There's been so many lies coming from your mouth. I'm like twitching over there. Every lie
Why
that I
isn't
hear.
the DOJ
You
trying to get
said
an
people
indictment
died
against
on
Biden?
January 6th.
When she literally has just been making false, like, demonstrably false statements that have been fact-checked by the little thing on the right of our screen here.
I said that they tried to kill
You
cops.
could swap
No,
one premise
they
of the
did
deep
not-
state and become class conscious. Dude, that's so fucking true. They're so close. They're literally so close, bro. Like, you just got to tell them that it's like the Democratic, like the bourgeoisie are actually like the Democratic elite. And their boss is like a Democrat, and like the Republican proletariat has to like overthrow Oh my God.
Tried to kill cops.
Yes, they
It
did.
was self-defense. They were being attacked.
Yeah.
4 patriots died that day. 4 of them that died, and 0 cops died that day. 1 cop died the next
Since
day at
when do you
9:30.
give a fuck about cops, bro? The only time these fucking people will ever give a shit about police violence is when like they're trying to overthrow a democratic election. Yeah. 4 patriots died. Let's talk about the innocent kids and people. Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about the fucking 1-year-old that was that we talked about yesterday that was fucking shot by cops. Like, it's like, this is so fucking stupid.
But if you were the baby in the womb, guess what? You wouldn't want to.
Awesome. See, if Dean was the baby in the womb, he wouldn't want at all because he wouldn't think and he wouldn't know anything. So
be aborted. You'd be like, "Mommy, please keep this safe."
No, you wouldn't. That's the thing. Like, you wouldn't, because you couldn't. Because again, if you're that small, you are not sentient or conscious in any way. You can't want anything.
Please.
But I like how she's literally just gish galloping to like every
respond
single
to.
talking
There's just a
point.
bunch of, it was a big mess. Hey, listen, let's go ahead and start off with this. I want to ask you some general questions about your political beliefs because I believe that you hold them without much information. Name one domestic policy that the Biden-Harris administration influenced to get passed through Congress, then signed into law that you don't like. Keep in mind, once again,
Well,
a
okay.
policy is a bill passed through Congress and signed into law.
So I don't know that. I just know what he
How
was
many
saying.
amendments are there in the Constitution?
The fact.
How many amendments are there in the
I don't
Constitution?
know exact off the top
You don't know
of my
how many
head.
articles?
Okay,
That's
can I,
crazy.
How
can
many?
I-
How about this?
Okay,
how many
again,
continents are there?
You know a lot
how
of
many
information,
continents
and I'll
are there?
give you that.
How many
Okay?
continents are there?
Okay.
Ma'am, how many continents are
There's
there?
hundreds, but I can't
There's
remember.
7.
No way. Oh my God.
7 continents. I thought countries.
Holy-
Sorry, countries.
holy
I thought you
shit,
were talking
holy
about
shit, holy
countries.
shit, okay.
This is. I'm not doing an information war. I'm doing what I saw.
Yeah, I remember
him
being
do.
10 fetal cells, and at the time I was very pro-choice. Exactly. Oh yeah. Yeah, I actually debated Charlie Kirk from the womb, bro.
He glorified a man on Woman's Day. He's trying
Yeah.
to destroy reality of men and women. That is a bad thing, and that's a Marxist thing. So.
Oh
you
my
know,
God, it's a
you're-
Marxist thing. Oh my God, we've come full circle. We've come full circle, dude.
asking me all of these questions because you're trying to get me. Okay, yeah, I might not have all of these little things that you remember, but what I
Confidence and
know
little.
is common sense. Like Israel, who was the only
Israel,
country
Israel.
to stand and
You
take
should
down
love
those
Obama for
nuclear
that.
facilities
Listen.
that could have caused World War III. Let me finish.
Okay.
World War III, except for Israel. Israel
Yeah.
is the only one. Donald Trump asked other countries to help because they were affecting them too.
Yeah.
And they had their tail between their legs and did nothing.
So, ma'am, the reason why I picked you to come up to the microphone knowing that it'd be a disaster is because I think that you are a very accurate representation of where the right is at today in modern political discourse and American politics. I think that you and many others are clueless.
I like how she got picked. She thought she got picked because she's smart. But she got picked because she's fucking stupid. Yeah.
People who don't know what they're talking about, have done no previous investigation or research into the American political system, can't even name a bill that Biden passed that you disagree with, yet you think he's a devil, and blame Obama for all of your problems, including the FBI, quote unquote, going into the J6 riots 4 years after his administration was over.
tan suit.
And I think that it is very important for you, me, everybody in the circle, and everybody watching at home to start caring about the world that we live in, start caring about critical thought, and doing investigative research into our beliefs and why we believe them before our world has gone to this shit of baseless claims, propaganda, and just putrid nonsense that is highlighted in the mouths and brains of politicians, the president, and cable news. It's important for us to think critically, and that's something that I don't think you do.
I think it's just straight up one word: projection. Left always projects. That's it.
Who didn't fucking know anything. And didn't have any of you didn't justify any of your beliefs logically, so all it took was like a different vibes shift for you to like change your mind.
Child at school who I pulled out and am homeschooling.
I've been on the earth for less years than
Yeah.
you
Wow.
have, but I've done more with the years that I have.
Okay, we gotta stop there.
Okay.
Thank
You
you.
don't
Let's
even
give
know
them
me to
a
say that.
let's give them a round of applause for trying.
Yep.
Let's give a round of applause to Dean. Thank you, Dean. If you want to let us know what you thought about this episode leave a comment, but actually, don't do that. Just go for a walk, take a breath. That was a pretty heated discussion. Tune in Wednesday for a follow-up discussion
Holy
with some
shit,
of the people.
dude. I think that was the first time I actually sat through like a full Jubilee debate on stream. I usually like get mad and stop. Shout out to the mod dressing up as Mr. Bean. She didn't even clap for Dean. Crazy, crazy shit. Oh my god. Yeah. All right.